Today I want to talk about aphasia and how it affects me. I want to start off by saying that I am having some problem with my memory, and so I have written what I want to say, and I'm sure you see me referring to it a lot. Aphasia is the impairment of the language function in your brain, and it is caused by brain damage, like a stroke or head injury. Um, the language function in your brain helps you to understand um, language. It helps you to understand how to develop your speech so you can talk. Language function plays a big part in the cognitive function area, which is problem solving and memory and several other things that you didn't even realize is a part of speech. Um, a cognitive function helps you to read and write and understanding what it is reading and writing. There are many different types of aphasia. I do not have the ability to understand and to be able to share with you what they are, but you can Google them uh, and learn more about it. And you can search aphasia on YouTube to get examples of the different types of aphasia. My aphasia is aphasia with Foreign Accent Syndrome. Um, the Foreign Accent Syndrome part of this aphasia is speech impairment, and it affects the way I am able to say my words and to use the proper inflection of those words, and also getting the words into the right place in sentences, so I can sound like I am from where I grew up. The accent part of the speech, when you the where I sound like I am from, it depends on the listener. I can have a room full of 10 people, strangers who don't know me, and each of these strangers we say someplace different, like Scandinavia or Ireland, or I get a lot of interesting places. So aphasia, I said, is caused by brain damage. It is that damage can occur from head injury, a stroke, illnesses like the flu, and Lyme disease, and actually migraines. Migraines can cause brain damage, and the foreign accent syndrome and aphasia sometimes is caused by neuropsychological disorders. For me, my aphasia with foreign accent syndrome was caused by a stroke. I had a stroke 4 years ago, and I have good days for speaking, and I have bad days for my speaking, and nobody know why. And I have good or bad days. Um, I have language is not second nature for me or for anyone that have aphasia. It is really very difficult getting your thoughts into words and then your words into sentences and then your sentences out of your mouth in saying it the right way where people can understand you. On good days, I am fairly good at making this all happen, and on bad days, I'm not able to get my thought into words. It is a very big process, and for me, it is also physical. There are times where I physically cannot speak at all. The process will not happen. Um, Things that make me get bad when I having a bad day might be the low hum of mechanical things like your refrigerator, um, a furnace, a fan units, air conditioner units, or maybe even machinery that might be outside running, like a lawnmower. Um, they also the things that make me get bad are big crowds, a lot of music, different kind of lighting. Um, so almost always I get bad if I go into restaurants where there's music overhead. There's a lot of people talking in the background. The clanking of the dishes and waitresses running all around, all those things, and me trying to talk to the person I am with is overtaxing for my brain. And so the speech part of my brain is not wanting to work very well, and so I can go in, be able to talk, and I can come out, and the process of talking is almost impossible. Big emotions can make me get bad too. For example, going to a funeral or to a family reunion when you not see somebody for a long time. Even if one my children get hurt, or I get upset in a very bad way, it can make me bad. Sometimes I just wake up bad and we don't know why. It remains a mystery, but it happens. I have a hard time reading. Reading, the process of reading the word, getting it into your brain, understanding what that word means, and then remembering that word is all very difficult, especially if it's larger words or technical words. I can read an elementary book just fine. Um, a short paragraph is short stories I can do, as long as there's not big technical words. Um, but you progress to the level of journalism, like newspaper or like a college book, and there's a lot of larger vocabulary or technical words. I do not understand them. So when you're reading and you come across these words, it's a process to try to figure out what these words are, and then to remember what you're trying to read. That's really very difficult, and the comprehension then goes away very quick, and I get quickly easy confused. So there's that for my reading and comprehension. Um, Writing letters is not an easy thing to do, but I can do it a lot better than I can read. But it is a very hard process thinking what you're wanting to say, getting the words into the right order and into the sentences, and getting them onto paper is very, very difficult. Writing a note, a couple of paragraphs might take several hours for me to do. It is very difficult. Um, I can type all right. Thank goodness for autocorrect. My spelling is very, very bad, and I get the keyboarding letters confused. But autocorrect usually helps me along. Mechanically writing is really, really difficult, as I had mentioned, and I do not know how to write cursive anymore. I try, but I can't do it. Um, I print, and they look like that of a third grader, and that's interesting. I have a hard time word finding. You may have heard it throughout this message. Um, when I pause, it's the main thoughts are in my brain, but I'm having a hard time putting them into words. And word finding, also, you look at the object, you know it, the object is, but you keep saying the wrong word. You may even know that you're saying the wrong word. So I might see a microwave, and I may call it a refrigerator or a table. As silly as that sounds, I know that that's not what it is. I know that it heat up food. So sometimes I know when I'm wanting to say the wrong word, and I'll say, it's not a refrigerator. It's the thing they heat up food. And so they understand the object I am trying to say. Um, I get very easy confused a lot. Is the more that's going on, the more commotion there is around me, the more easy confused I get. Um, Especially when I'm trying to problem solve. Problem solving is very taxing on my brain, and so I will get very easy confused, and that might affect the way I am able to talk. Um, my memory is very short term. I have a hard time with my memory, but I work on it all the time. Uh, so that is my experience with aphasia. Uh, and I did explain I have aphasia with foreign accent syndrome. I hope that you have find this video very enlightening, and I encourage you to find out more about aphasia and foreign accent syndrome.